Alright, hello students. I thought today I would kind of show you around my property and look at some of my rare and unusual plants that I have. So first and foremost, I just want to show you this. That is Rusty the metal moose. It's a big thing trying to find. I always wanted like a metal moose at the bottom of the driveway. And you can see I have a bullet light right there. So at nighttime he's all lit up. It looks really cool. I have a thing with moose or mises. I've never actually seen one in the wild, and it's kind of been a joke for a long time that they don't actually exist, that they're just CGI or like fairy tales, almost like a gnome or like a troll or something like that. But it is my lifelong goal to see a moose. Behind the moose there, we have Pinus bungiana, lacebark pine native to southern China. You can see the pine bark starts to exfoliate as it gets older. However, it's been that size for the last 7 years. It hasn't really grown or done anything. This is a variegated ground cover type bamboo that I have. I have 5 different types of bamboo on my property. I'll show you today. I really like bamboo a lot. And then these piles of dirt, I'm going to do some stuff with wildflowers because the power company came in and took some trees out, so it's not really shady anymore. So bamboo, this is Philostachys borealis spectabilis, yellow cane bamboo. I got it from Summer Hill Nursery up in Madison. And it's interesting, you can see the yellow foliage there, the yellow color on the cane. I kind of put it here at the bottom of the driveway just because I wanted to just kind of take over this area. But bamboo's in the grass family, and when the new shoots come up, you can see some coming up right there. They're called culms, and they grow really fast. This culm is probably only 5 days old. It's grown 5 feet. But as it shoots up, it starts to, you can see some in the back there. 2 of those coming up. So as it shoots up, it kind of unfurls all these leaves that you have in this bamboo. And really big fan of bamboo. Then kind of going up the hillside here, have a bunch of rhododendrons. I kind of want them to just take over that hillside. And then we're going to go up the long driveway. Alright, so we just walked up the long driveway, and you might recognize this. This is my perennial garden, where just a few weeks ago I showed you I had a bunch of daffodil bulbs growing in here. So I just mulched it with this stuff called sweet peat. It's a super expensive mulch. It's actually horse shavings mixed with manure, mixed with mulch, and it's like really high nutritional value for plants. The soil quality in here was like really bad, so I decided to mulch it with that so that all the nutrients would like leach into the soil. So in here I have the daisies, I have coneflowers, that's red agastache. I have my herbaceous peonies there. That's Carl Rosenfeld and Duchess de Nemours. Both varieties are almost like 150-year-old French selections. Have some daylilies up there. Everything's pretty green right now, but once it starts to bloom, I have a stilby. Where's the stilby? Right there. Catmint. Cleone turtle head, but just to give some color I put Japanese forest grass, which I love. That was like my trademark thing when I was landscaping. Every site I did, it was like unmistakable. My trademark would be this boxwood, endless summer hydrangea, and like tall hollies that I would use a lot. So it's a really great plant. It's easy, it doesn't die, it grows in the shade, and the deer don't eat it. I have some hostas up there. Then coming up at the top, I got my 2 knockout roses. The top one's pink. The yellow one's, or the bottom one's yellow. The yellow doesn't do quite as well as the pink one. You've seen the pink knockout roses are just like awesome. But the yellow ones, you can tell it's like a cultivar of a white blooming one, and it doesn't bloom as much. This is actually rhododendron. It's a rare one I picked out. I spent $85 on it, but it is called rhododendron mackinoy. It's a little past bloom right now, It's native to the island of Honshu in Japan, where it grows up in the mountains there. And I actually entered it into a rhododendron contest 2 years ago with the American Rhododendron Society, and I came in last place. So that was kind of a bummer, but I still like having this rhododendron a lot, and as it gets bigger, it almost looks like a palm tree. You see, it's really cool because it has these like really narrow leaves on it, which just really sets it apart as a rhododendron. I have a thing for Easter Island statues. I have a lot of outdoor lighting, so at night I actually have another bullet light pointed at his chin, and it lights up. It's really cool. It's almost like a resort. So he's actually facing, if you know anything about Easter Island statues, towards our lake. We're at the northern end of Pinewood Lake. You can see it there through the trees. In winter we have like a full lake view, but once all the leaves start to come out in the trees, you can't really see it as much. But we like being up here. In front of him, I have like this tropical looking blue lime grass. You see it a lot down like Westport towards the beach. And then behind him, you have another rare red cane bamboo that's actually supposed to be one of the species that panda eat. So going up here, this wall I built. I also built this fence out of like rhododendron branches. We moved in here, there was actually no wall there, and I had to rebuild this whole wall because the driveway was basically just kind of crumbling down the hillside. So I had to build that and this one, and then I put like 2 or 3 triaxle loads of fill behind here that I got from a contractor that I worked with, and I actually used a dingo to move it because I was worried about chewing up the driveway with a bobcat or skid steer. This peony right here is actually called Bartzella, and 10 years ago Bartzella is a cross between an herbaceous, which are these other peonies that I showed you, and a tree peony. And they're called Ito hybrids after a Japanese nurseryman who was able to cross the 2 species in the 1960s. And ever since then, they've been like really highly sought after. They don't need staking like other peonies do. And it's just like this insane like yellow bloom on it next to the yarrow there. I was saying about 10 years ago, this would be about $1,000. Right now, this one's probably like $115. But I got them wholesale recently for about $38, which is still insane. That means that if I bought this and planted it for someone with a 1-year guarantee planted in the ground, it would be about $120 per plant. But I'm really excited to see what he has to do, or how he looks. And in the back, I'll show you the kind of back garden area. Alright, so to the right of the Easter Island statue, you get a dwarf peach tree with variegated liriope. Down south, this does a lot better. We're into school at Clemson. It's almost like an evergreen ground cover. In the winter here, it looks kind of ratty. Helleborus orientalis, also called Lenten rose. It blooms during Lent. That's how it gets its name. I have my clematis up there. I had a really nice one before. It went all the way up to the top of that metal thing, and you can kind of see some of the dead foliage there, and then it died for some reason. Clematis like hot tops and cold bottoms, meaning they like full sun on the top, and then they actually like their roots to be shaded on the bottom. So I put the liriope there just to kind of shade it. This thing coming back is actually a crepe myrtle. If you've ever been down south to, there's a chipmunk. Hello, chipmunk. They've been digging up my mulch. Yeah, get out of here. If you've been down south in like July or August in the Carolinas or Florida, it's this like beautiful big pink like cone flower thing that grows on these trees. I can't really explain what it looks like, but it's planted everywhere. It's around like every airport. I've gotten it to grow up here, and it blooms. It does really good. The only thing is it dies all the way back to the ground just about every year. It really shouldn't be growing above, like, I'd say, like Philadelphia or like DC. But right there I have the exhaust from the boiler coming out. It's in a protected site, and it's facing south. And it's a variety that's known to do okay in winter. Other kind of neat, funky things I have here. This has come back every year. This is a Japanese snow banana. Musa Basju is the Latin name. Again, native to central Japan. and where the climate's a lot similar to ours. And it's come back every year. It dies to the ground, but it'll actually grow about 12-15 feet tall before the first frost will come, like late September, early October. It's been really neat. I've had it now like 8 years. The only thing is it has all these different. Oops, the wedding ring just fell off. Just slipped off there. The only thing is it has all these different shoots come up instead of just one. It used to be a lot taller with just the one, but it's kind of all right with the two. Then over here I have garbage cans, and then there I have oak leaf hydrangea. I have this Japanese forest grass. It just is the best. It grows in the shade. Like I said, deer don't eat it. It just always looks great. Boxwood. And then I have over here the some Lakothawee. Those two things at the top are really spiky. If you go to the Bronx Zoo, they have this everywhere. It's called Oregon grape holly or Mahonia, and it's really great. It grows well. It grows well in the shade. The deer don't eat it. And then I wanted to have like a display garden of hydrangeas. There was a new series that I got talked into buying called the City Line series. They're like a German a horticultural company came up with them, and they're supposed to be amazing, and they stunk. They didn't really do anything. They never bloomed. So I dug them out and I put in some dwarf Annabelles. I have the Incredible, which we actually have in front of the school over there. One in the back is Tokyo Delight in front of the Azalea. Then I have Endless Summer. Ooh, man, I forget what those two are. It's bad. I shouldn't have forgotten that. But just wanted to have a garden here, and of course, the day after I mulched the oak trees, dropped all this crud all over the place. Bird feeder, ferns, fire pit. All right, so you can see the fire pit over there. This is another wood chip path I have coming to the tree house I made for my kids that they never use. So, my breath. So that is the fence there, and then you can see the lake in the distance. So I've tried little tricks to make the kids play in this, like putting a pirate flag in it, but they still don't use it, so that's kind of a bummer. But with that in mind, we wish you adieu. We miss you very much. We only got about 3 weeks of school left, and we hope you had a great Memorial Day. Thanks again.